back. We're back. We're back.
Gonna have to give me a little blurry for a little bit, but it's okay. We're back.
You are good. You are good. We're going to continue on. We were talking about being an independent artist. I'll continue the conversation because I know everybody will just be coming back in. Fashion
Hmm.
dolls. We were talking about being an independent artist and having to manage your own uh, sponsor out of yourself, versus being signed to a label. It's a lot. It's a lot, but it is so worth it. The creative process, the end result, because it's yours. It's
Yes.
yours. So I just wanted to conclude with that. But it is now time, Fashion Dolls, for our Women's History Month trivia. We're going to get into some trivia here with T Bishop, and we're going to do women in music. So it's
Okay.
going to be an array of different female artists we're going to get into. So I'm gonna test T Bishop's knowledge on how well he knows these amazing women that are in the business. All right.
Okay.
And then we're gonna do something called Turn the Tables. It's been a minute since we've done it for my new subscribers, new viewers, is where my guests get to ask me questions on life, on goals, on passions, on fashions, beauty, whatever they want to know. They'll get to know a little bit about me. You will get to know a little bit about me through the questions as well as the guests as well too. All right. So we're going to start off with the groundbreaking facts. All right, let's start. She was the first woman to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1987.
Ooh. 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 I want to try it this
I'll
one, but
give
I
you a
feel like
clue.
I'm
They
gonna.
call her her nickname is the Queen of Soul.
Oh, it's not. It's not Miss Franklin, is it?
It's her. You got it. It's Aretha
Okay.
Franklin. Alvin said Tina. Do not listen to Alvin. It's Aretha Franklin. Aretha Franklin was the first woman to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1987. All right, here's the next one. We're doing different genres of music. Okay, Beyonce gave credits to this woman when she did her Cowboy Carter. Uh, she's known as the godmother of rock and roll, and she mixed, as we talked about in part one with T Bishop about artists mixing different genres of music. She
Mhm.
merged gospel and rock and R&B together. And
Okay. This is
Beyonce mentioned her in the Break My
you.
Soul
Yeah. You gonna
remix.
have to
You
give.
mentioned
You gonna have to give me that one. You gonna have to give me that one. I don't. I don't pay attention to Miss B.
okay. She did the Break My. You guys know Beyonce broke the internet with Break My Soul. She took everything
Yeah.
down on her own. Yeah, and she gave us the remix. And she called off all the female artists. This one right here is known as the godmother of rock and roll. She said Rosetta.
Oh. Okay. 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 Go ahead, huh? Go ahead, huh? You can go ahead and give me the answer.
Rosetta
I ain't even
Tharpe.
gonna try it.
It's
Rosetta. Okay.
Rosetta Tharpe.
Here, let me.
Rosetta Tharpe, the
I'm writing that
godmother
down.
of rock and roll. And Beyonce is listed her as one of the women, in country music and all of being able to cross over all these genres.
Okay.
Okay, now this is a no-brainer right here. The Grammy leader, the first artist to win Album of the Year 4 times.
And this is this is just general.
Yes.
Ooh.
Okay, she's blonde. She's got blonde hair. That's a clue. I'll give T Bishop clues, and you guys should know it too in the audience watching at home.
She's got 4 Grammys. Is it is it Miss Taylor?
Is T Swifty? Is Taylor Swift? That is correct. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. So this will be like a little history lesson for those of you out there if you're just watching. I said I was going to do an array of different genres of music, and these women have all been able to manage to cross over and do different genres. Okay, the next one, Queen Latifah played her in a story about her life, and she is the Empress of Blues, and she was a major jazz influence. Her
I don't
last
know.
name is Smith.
I know this one. I literally just watched this not even a couple months ago back.
Yes, Queen Latifah
Damn.
played her. You guys can
Yeah,
go and check it out.
I know what movie you're talking about and everything. I just don't the woman in there. Oh, you got me with my young self. You got me. Go ahead. I'm gonna have to give me another pass
It's
question.
Bessie
Give me the
Smith.
answer. Which one?
Bessie Smith.
Bessie. There you
Bessie
go.
Smith
See,
is
it was B was on like the tip of my tongue. I just didn't want to be wrong.
okay. Now she has my name. Y'all should already know this. And her last name, y'all should already know it too. It is a name, but it has, the was the first woman inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame twice.
Mm, 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 mm.
And she's in the genre of rock music. If you watched my interview with Tom Paulino, he named his cat after me and after this famous as my name too.
I should know this. I feel like I should know. Yep, I'm gonna have to
Okay,
give
I'll
it
give
another
you a clue.
pass.
I'm gonna have to start giving clues. Okay, when a woman is shaving her legs, you guys have seen the commercials, and they say no blank, no cuts, no Al. No, Chrissy got it. It's Stevie Nicks. Stevie Nicks. Yes, I was gonna give clues. Okay,
Hey, I'm learning a
she
little bit
recorded
too.
a song that was about black people losing their lives. She Liberty name game, so I'm giving clues. Okay,
Okay.
she wore gardenia in her hair. So this is a no-brainer. Diana Ross played her in a movie about her life. And then years later, we Andra Day playing her.
Oof.
And
Oof.
she had a nickname as well too.
I feel like I know, but I'm gonna take a stab in the dark because you said she made a song about
And then Kanye West years later took
yeah,
that
it's the
sample.
blood on the leaves. Yeah, I was about to say it. It's the blood on the whoever sung blood on the leaves for sure. I know the
Alvin
song. I
just
know.
said it.
There you go. Damn Billy,
Billie Holiday.
Billy Holiday.
Lady
Yeah.
Day. She would always, one thing she was signature about doing was wearing a gardenia in her hair. So pay attention to that. I've been dropping little clues here and there. Okay. All right. Y'all know I love this
Miss
woman to
Billie
death right
Holiday.
here. Okay. Who was the first artist to reach #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 across 4 decades? And I'll give you a clue. Butterfly.
I feel like that should be a good clue
I've had a
after the four
vision of
decades.
something. I've had a vision.
Hold on, give me a little minute. Let me work my little. Said for the last 4 decades. So since about the 90s, or since about the 70s,
No, this is the
or
90s.
80s. Okay,
She
so I was right the
dominated
first time.
the 90s.
So I don't know. Ooh, another clue.
Okay, she will say, "Be a lamb," and I think she got that. She did a duet with Luther Vandross, and she'll say, "Be a lamb," because she calls her fans. Beyonce calls hers the Beehive, and she'll call her fans the Lambs. Alvin
I'm
just
a
dropped it in the
yeah
comments.
yeah.
They know it.
I'll go with tit for tat with Miss Mariah.
It is Mariah Carey. Yes,
Shout
the
out tit for
butterfly
tat.
herself. All right. This one is easy. She created a 80s girl empowerment anthem. She wore colorful hair. That's another clue. She was the first woman to win Best Score without a male collaborator, and this was in 2013.
Mm, 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 mm.
I just want to have
That was a
fun.
while ago.
It's a song. I just want to have fun. And
Oh,
she wore
I,
colorful hair. colorful fashions.
I know that song. I know that song. If that's the one that I hear this song every day on there. Is that the girls just want to have fun? I don't know what the girl's name, the artist name is.
Alvin, Cindy Lauper.
Cindy
That
Lauper. I hear that song every day on the radio going to work.
and she's still getting residuals off of that. That's that staying power of that song. It is up in the
When
world
I
music
tell you they
catalog.
spin that song at least 4 or 5 times throughout the day, it's ridiculous. That's what I'm saying. Like I hear that song every day. I knew exactly where you're going. I just couldn't get the name. That's awesome though.
Okay, the last one is a group. Y'all should know this. These paved the way for girl groups who harmonize like SWV and Vogue. Uh, they hold the record for most Billboard Hot 100 number one hits by a female group.
It's TLC, isn't it? Or Salt.
They were way out before TLC. They called so that TLC and En Vogue could walk.
Ooh, rolling.
Just stop in the
This
name
is
of
hitting
love.
me.
Just stop in the name of love, T Bishop.
Okay. See, yep, you got me. I know the
The
songs, but I
love
don't
just
know.
keeps me hanging on,
I
you
know the
know?
songs, but I don't know the. So it's not. Is it? Nah, no way.
Or do I
Talking
need
about
to
the
do the hand
Supremes.
gestures like the lead singer?
Is he really saying? Is it really the Supremes? Is
It is the
Alvin right?
Supremes. Diana
That's
Ross and the Supremes.
crazy.
Y'all got it.
Okay.
Yes.
That's
Eh,
interesting. That's a cool
When I
fact.
tell you the impact, yes. When I tell you the impact that Diana Ross and the Supremes have had on so many other female groups coming out, like
Okay.
In Vogue is the first that comes to my mind, being able to harmonize, but instead of three women, it's four women, and
Yeah.
each woman in the group sang lead the same way in the Supremes. And then sometimes it would just be Diana, and they would take in the background. Diana Ross and the Supremes. They hold the record for the Billboard Hot 100 number one hits by a female group. And you mentioned TLC. TLC would be right up there with them as
Okay.
the greatest girl group of all time in American history. So T Bishop isn't lying, and I will give him a point for that. So I
Well,
am going to score you 9 out of 10 because you knew some of these women.
you
Yes.
got Total, you got Escape, you got a lot of multiple
Yep.
other groups that come right after
Spice
the
Girls, if you
Supremes.
want to,
Yeah, you can dig
Spice
even
Girls will be up
deeper.
there too.
You can dig
Yeah.
even deeper as far as even the late to early '80s when a lot of these girl groups were coming out.
Ooh.
Even from the male groups, because a lot of the male groups from the 40s to 50s to 60s ran so much, and then you see, like you said, a lot of the uh rock and roll inductees started coming through after that. So you see a lot of that change move towards the 70s and in the 70s into a lot of these women coming into the what we already had boy band group, if you want to call it, and then they kind of resurged back into the 2000s. So it's like they did that probably around late 70s themselves. So that's, like I said, well, that's where you come into the early 90s where you get so much soul and R&B from, like you said, you get all these collective groups.
And yes, shout outs. You said the 80s. I mean, you had New Kids on the Block, you had New Edition, if you want to go to the male side. And then years later, it was what? Boys to Men. And
Hmm.
all these others. If you, the 20s, it was B2K. I mean,
Yep.
it was so many. And then on the women's side, In Vogue didn't hit until the 90s. They
Yep.
didn't come out. They were like the first girl group of their era. And then it was Escape, it was SWV, it was all of these other female groups. You said Total. And
They
then if you
started
want to
coming.
cross over,
Yeah, it
yeah,
started coming at a
Spice
fire
Girls.
rapid pace, just like anything else. Once the trend or a turn for the music starts going, it goes really fast. So, like I said, that's where within not even 4 or 5 years, maybe after that, you have a plethora of women, even in groups, no matter if they're still together or not. And then you got right at the cusp of that 4 or 5 years, like I said, you have the TLC, you have a lot of these other reoccoming, and even you can even blame them for having young single soul artists come out, like an Aaliyah later in the 2000s, like a oh. Ooh, I don't. I'd have to stab in the dark for another single person, but I feel like Aaliyah's a good kind of like holstrom of all those women in one. She had the soul, she had a hit, she had the star power behind it. She was just coming into her own type thing, and like I said, she did recognition a lot of those type of people in her
Oh
own
yeah.
music.
It's a video of her, and she's holding up the In Vogue. Remember when they first came out, their album Born to Sing?
Okay.
She gave In Vogue credit for, she said there was a song that she can remember singing. So yeah, they did open the door and pave that way for her. Look like she's going on the date. Look at that hair. Thank you, Deshaun. Thank you. It it'll be different tomorrow. Y'all know me. I like to change it up. But shout outs to my colleague Deshaun. I love to change it up. And speaking of changing it up, it is no longer Style by Stevie. It is time for me to pass the microphone on down and back over here to my amazing guest, T Bishop. It is the T Bishop show. So I got to sit down and be a guest. We swapping seats in the segment I like to call Turn the Tables. And this where my guests get to interview me and ask me questions for the newest viewers out there. Now, I'm nervous. I have no clue what he's going to ask me. It's been a minute since we did this because we've been doing a lot of trivia for Women's History Month. But I'm going to pass it on down to T Bishop. This is the T Bishop show fashion.
All
Take
right.
it away, T.
Uh, I guess I'll end the show with like 4 or 5 questions. I won't drill you too much.
Okay.
How about that? Well, we'll keep it simple as hell. Um, we'll start off like where'd you start this off? Where'd you come from?
Ooh, 2016, right after high school, and now 20 years in of doing Style by Stevie. Uh, it's been a success. And me doing this independently, not having a publicist, an agent, any of that, but doing it all on my own. I've always been the type to prove that I could do it on my own. I could do it. And then I've had co-hosts in one of the seasons 14, 15. They're still with me. But now I've just been balancing the ship on my own. They'll come in if I need them or whatever, or guest co-hosts. But that's where I started. I started right after high school with this platform. Like, I always knew I wanted to be a talk show host and say the things that people are saying, like I've got something to say.
Right.
And I wasn't always this outspoken. I would always be the shy one, but being picked on a lot, it just it awakens something. Bullied in high school, it awakens something in you. And I
Hmm.
said, you know what? I want to do something. So that's how the birth of Style by Stevie began. And it wasn't originally called Style by Stevie, y'all. It was called Weekdays Topics. And we wouldn't do it at 4 p.m. Eastern. It would be at 11 a.m. And I'm just like, I got to change it up. I got to do something different. It's got to be catchy. It's got to have a name.
Right.
And I was flipping through, I think it was Vogue or Harper's Bazaar, one of the fashion magazines. And the first thing I thought of was fashion. I'm just like, fashions? No, can't be that. Can't be weekdays topics. No, no, no. That sounds different. It's got to be catchy. It's got to draw people in. Style by Stevie. And that is where we began. The rest is history. Because I draw you in. You're tuned in. You don't know what you're gonna get each week, what I'm wearing,
Right.
or what my guests are gonna be talking about in the conversation. So I said it's gotta be catchy. It's gotta have something unique, that factor. If you make a gumbo, you gotta have something in that gumbo to kick. And
Yep.
when I made my gumbo, I said, you know what? Is it. Style by Stevie. So that's how the birth of it began. Yeah, years later, here we are, 1,000 interviews counting. We're gonna try to aim for that 200 interview goal. So yes.
And then I'll say for your second question, uh, what inspires you in the fashion lane that makes you continue your journey yourself?
Ooh. I love that everybody in the fashion world has something different, and that each designer, whether it may be John Paul Gaultier, whether it may be Valentino, whether it may be uh, Chanel, Giorgio Armani, any of those, each designer has something that sets them aside that's different. That is their signature. When I think of Giorgio Armani or Ralph Lauren, I think of black and white. I think of classic suits. We all do.
Hmm.
When I think of Betsy Johnson, I think of color. I think her and Marc Jacobs, what they're doing. Moschino is another. Um, I think they're very animated, very quirky. If you like that type of fashion or avant-garde, if that makes sense. I think that what makes me different is that I bring my own and I mix different eras of fashion when I'm dressing myself or and putting looks together. I bring different eras to people and they'll say, "Oh, like someone said Veronica Lake." I'm like, "How y'all know about Veronica Lake? How do y'all know about Jessica Rabbit?" But we all know about Jessica Rabbit. But Veronica Lake, yes, if you don't know, she's a famous actress who would always, that's how Aaliyah got inspired. Because her
Hmm.
mother showed her a picture of Veronica Lake. Veronica Lake was synonymous for wearing her hair over her eye. And I said, you know what? Let's bring mystery. Let's bring that to today's look. So that's where I get a lot of my inspiration from different eras of fashion, the 50s, the 60s, the 70s. I remember one episode, and Deshaun knows it. I did Afro Puffs, and they were just like, okay, that's different. We've never seen that before. So I'm always changing up my look. So expect something different. I'm avant garde, I'm a chameleon. You don't know what you're going to get. So that's where I get the inspiration from.
And then I say for your third question, what inspires you on not inspires. What more do you move towards when you think about music? What is it? Is it the feeling? Is it the emotions? Is it the collective as like the genres in general, or just music itself in general? What is it?
What gets me to music is that each artist has something to say that's tangible that we, the listeners, can take away from. I like I said, I study the background. I study if it's a guitar, if it's an orchestra, if it's a choir, if it's background, if it's all of these things. When I listen to music, I don't just listen for the song. I listen also for the background. You know, what's going on back there. And back in the day, we would always order a bunch of CDs and things,
Hmm.
and you could easily open up the CD jacket. Do y'all remember those days? I mean, we still can,
The
but everything is
big
on
book
vinyl.
CD
And
jacket, the big book CD jacket, where you flipping
yes,
through pages like it's a
yes,
book. Yep.
and you could read who produced what song. That's what I look for to, see. Oh, like, wow, this person did this, and this person did this, and this person did the background on this. So what I look for from music, the background mostly, the instruments. Um, the fact that the artist is telling their story and you know we don't know the artist but we can relate to the artist because we've been through that situation. Someone else we know might have been through that situation. So that's for music that's relatable to me. Music, they say, calms the savage beast inside, and it helps us in so many different ways. So that's what I look for.
I say next, two-parter. What's the best moments you've had so far with your journey, and then what's to come?
Wow. Ooh, the best moment in my journey, hitting that huge milestone this year, because my colleague, I got to give it up to my colleague Alvin, and then my brother K2 as well. They were like, "You're gonna get that goal. You're gonna." I always set myself a goal, and I manifest that it will come to fruition. So I would say hitting that 1000th interview
There you
with
go.
Tom Paulino, and just being able to celebrate all of my years worth of work from doing this from 2016 to now, because as artists, we go back into like a retrospect and we look back over our lives and our careers, and we're just like, wow, I can't believe I've come that far.
Mhm.
So that's one milestone. And then what was the other part of the question you
And
asked
what's
me?
to come?
What's to come? 2000. I want to do 2000 more and more and more and more and more to come. I want to continue to keep doing this platform. And I'm not looking to be on a big top tier level and mainstream. I like being independent because I have full range and creative control. And I have something to say. And I know that people will listen to not only just me, but the artists that are coming on the platform as well to sharing their stories. And what's so crazy is they come in and they share their experiences. And we find a commonality, a common ground. Like, wow, oh my God, I got this in common with you. We share a birthday, and there is another young lady who shares a birthday with me. I was born on Halloween, and we have the same exact
Oh, that's
birthday. And
awesome.
I wish I knew where she was. She was a dear friend. We both shared the same exact birthday. You were born October 31st? Yes, yes. And she was born October 31st. So you find that common ground. So that's what I want to keep doing, continuing to be a light,
Yes.
continue to be a joy, continue to keep educating people. That's what I want to do. That's what I want to continue to do. And then hopefully going into the beauty world. That's
There you
that.
go. There you go. Well, I appreciate you having me on. You can definitely have me on any other time. Very, very interesting conversation. And like I said, thank you for having me on here, and thank you for letting me flip the script on you.
You are so welcome, Fashion Dolls. Thank you so much for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. T Bishop. And what do you, since you've asked me, what is next for you and where can everyone follow you and find you? And I definitely will bring you back on the show.
Everybody subscribe to the channel that I'm on right now. So subscribe to the channel. Everybody can find me at do better underscore T Bishop. So that's at DOBETTA underscore TBISHOP. That's everywhere. Any social, any social, that's the handle. And then anywhere in apps, you can find me anywhere, everywhere. I'm anywhere, everywhere, from Pandora Music to Apple Music to YouTube to Spotify, whatever y'all listen to, I'm on there. So all you gotta do is look me up. And what's
There
coming
you go,
next
Fashion.
is, oh, I forgot to answer the other question, my bad. What's coming next is you got a good PR run on an album I wanted to drop towards the summer. So uh I might, like I said, we might have another couple interviews, making sure that we get back to it so we can keep this run going.
Yes, I'm gonna bring you back, and I'm gonna talk to Steph, and we're gonna set that up, have that set up.
No problem, no problem.
Fashion Dolls, thank you all so much for tuning in. Shout outs to my amazing colleagues, Alvin, Deshaun, Chrissy, Chef Sky, all of you. I love you all. And Fashion Dolls, make sure you're following T Bishop. Do better T Bishop on Instagram. Mine's is style by
Hmm.
Stevie underscore daytime. Joining me tomorrow, we have Jack Aldridge joining me in the dollhouse. And this replay, part one and two. Part one is up. This is part two, the conclusion. So make sure you guys subscribe. And I will have T Bishop's channel so you can head on over, tap the link, and check out some of his music. I will have that tagged in this live as well, too. And Fashion Dolls, continue to follow at the pursuit of your dreams and what makes you happy. And again, there is nothing wrong with being mysterious and captivating. I just wanted to conclude that because today's show has been based solely on that. I love you all. Until next time, dear friends. Take care, everyone.
Blessings.
You too.